Marco thought he'd found love. His 28-year-old girlfriend just called, crying. Her mother needs emergency surgery, $15,000 right now. Here's what Marco doesn't know. He's about to become a statistic. Men in age gap relationships where they're 15 years older lose an average of $2.3 million over their lifetime compared to age-matched partnerships. Today, we're exposing the psychological playbook that turns attraction into investment, the financial mechanisms that drain bank accounts, and the red flags most men never see coming. This isn't about love. This is about money. The Hypergamy Playbook, how attraction becomes investment. The targeting begins before you even notice her. Sarah, a family therapist with 15 years of experience, sees the pattern repeatedly. Women in their 20s and 30s don't accidentally end up with men 20 years older. They position themselves strategically. High-end gyms during lunch hours, business networking events, upscale coffee shops near financial districts. These aren't coincidences, they're hunting grounds. The first signal is lifestyle mirroring. She orders the same wine you do, mentions she's thinking about investing in real estate, drops casual references to expensive hobbies she's getting into. You think it's compatibility. It's actually market research. Next comes social proof manipulation. She'll mention other men pursuing her, the investment banker who took her to dinner last week, the surgeon who keeps texting. You're not her only option. You're competing. This creates scarcity psychology. Your brain interprets her attention as valuable because others want it too. You start investing more time, energy, and money to secure what feels rare. Attorney David Chen has seen this escalation pattern hundreds of times. It follows a 90-day timeline with surgical precision, days 1 through 30. She's impressed by your success, but maintains financial independence, pays for her own drinks, insists on splitting dinners. You're charmed by her self-reliance. Days 30 through 60. Small financial requests begin. Her car needs repairs. She's short on rent because her roommate moved out unexpectedly. These aren't demands. They're opportunities for you to be her hero. Days 60 through 90. Lifestyle integration accelerates. She's spending 4 nights a week at your place. Her toiletries appear in your bathroom. Her clothes fill your closet. You're not just dating anymore. You're providing. The nesting escalation is psychological warfare. Each small step feels natural, but the cumulative effect is massive financial entanglement. Consider what happened to tech executive James Morrison. At 52, he started dating 29-year-old Ashley. Within 3 months, she'd moved into his penthouse. Within 6 months, he was covering her student loans, car payments, and credit card debt. Morrison didn't see it as manipulation. He saw it as love. Ashley needed support to focus on her art career. He was investing in their future together. 2 years later, Ashley left. She kept the car he'd bought her. The apartment lease was in both names, so he couldn't remove her without legal complications. The $85,000 he'd spent on her emergencies was gone forever. Morrison's story isn't unique. It's the standard playbook. But here's what separates calculated targeting from genuine attraction: the timeline and the reciprocity. Women genuinely attracted to older men don't rush financial integration. They maintain their independence longer. They contribute proportionally to shared expenses. They don't create artificial urgency around money. Red flags include rapid lifestyle escalation, frequent financial emergencies, and social proof manipulation. She mentions other men's attention to make you compete. She creates time pressure around decisions. She frames financial requests as relationship tests. Green flags look different. She maintains her own place for at least 6 months. She contributes to dates and activities proportionally to her income. She doesn't mention other men's attention unless directly relevant. She gives you space to make financial decisions without emotional pressure. The difference isn't about age or attraction, it's about intention. When a woman is building a relationship, money flows both directions. When she's executing a financial strategy, money flows one direction, toward her. Most men miss this distinction because they want to believe in the fairy tale. Successful older man meets beautiful younger woman. She sees past his age to his character. He provides security. She provides youth and beauty. The fairy tale exists, but so does the financial predator wearing the fairy tale's costume. The question isn't whether she's attracted to you. The question is whether that attraction comes with a price tag. The sunk cost trap, when love becomes leverage. The manipulation gets sophisticated once you're emotionally invested. Dr. Lisa Rodriguez, a reproductive psychologist, explains how biological timing becomes financial pressure. The conversation usually starts around month 4. "I've been thinking about our future," she says. "I'm 31 now. If we're going to have children, we can't wait forever." "You're 55. You already have kids from your first marriage," but she's talking about your children together, your legacy, your chance to do fatherhood right this time. The biological clock isn't just ticking, it's counting down your bank account. Fertility treatments, prenatal care, private schools, college funds. She's not asking for money directly. She's asking for a lifetime financial commitment disguised as love. Attorney Chen sees this pattern escalate predictably. Once reproductive timing enters the conversation, financial requests multiply exponentially. "We need to move to a better neighborhood before the baby comes. I should quit my job to focus on my health during pregnancy. We need a bigger car for car seats." Each request seems reasonable in isolation. Together, they represent hundreds of thousands in immediate costs and millions in long-term obligations. The gift economy starts small and grows systematically. Month 1. She admires your watch. You buy her a similar one, $200. Month 3. Her birthday approaches. She mentions she's always wanted diamond earrings, $1,000. Month 6. Christmas arrives. She's been stressed about work. A weekend spa retreat would help her relax, $3,000. Month 9. Her lease is up. Moving costs plus security deposit for a better place, $8,000. Each gift establishes a new baseline. The $200 watch becomes the minimum thoughtfulness threshold. The $1,000 earrings prove you're serious about her. The spa weekend shows you care about her well-being. By month 12, you're spending $15,000 annually on gifts alone. But it doesn't feel like spending. It feels like loving. Cohabitation multiplies these costs invisibly. When she moves in, your grocery bill doubles. Your utility costs increase. Your cleaning service comes twice weekly instead of monthly. Your streaming subscriptions expand to include services you never wanted. But the real cost isn't the money you spend. It's the legal vulnerability you create. In 12 states, cohabitation for specific periods creates common law marriage rights. She can claim spousal support without ever signing a marriage certificate. Your assets become partially hers through simple cohabitation duration. Joint financial responsibilities create relationship locks that make leaving expensive. The credit card she uses for groceries gets added to your account for convenience. The car loan for her vehicle lists you as co-signer because her credit needs improvement. The apartment lease includes both names because her income alone won't qualify. These aren't relationship milestones, they're financial handcuffs. Family law attorney Margaret Torres has handled hundreds of age gap breakups. The pattern is always the same. Men who thought they were being generous discover they were being systematically trapped. "They come to my office confused," Torres explains. "They paid for everything willingly. They signed documents voluntarily. They don't understand how leaving became so expensive." The answer is sunk cost psychology weaponized against logical decision-making. You've invested 2 years and $60,000. Walking away means losing everything you've put in. Staying means continuing to invest in a relationship that's become financially extractive. She knows this calculation. Every gift you've given, every bill you've paid, every financial responsibility you've accepted makes leaving more expensive. The emotional manipulation reinforces the financial trap. After everything we've built together, you want to throw it away. "I gave up my career to focus on us. You said you wanted to take care of me." These aren't relationship conversations. They're debt collection strategies. The sunk cost trap works because it exploits male psychology perfectly. You want to be the provider, you want to be generous, you want your investments to pay off. But relationships aren't investments. When you treat them like investments, you become the product being sold. The question isn't how much you've already spent. The question is how much more you're willing to lose. The exit strategy, financial damage control. The real cost isn't what you've lost, it's what you'll never recover. Financial planner. Robert Kim specializes in post-relationship damage assessment for high net worth men. His analysis reveals the hidden devastation most men never calculate. They come to me thinking about alimony and child support, Kim explains. They miss the opportunity costs that dwarf those payments. Consider Marcus, a software executive who spent 3 years with a woman 15 years younger. Direct relationship costs totaled $180,000. Gifts, vacations, living expenses, her car loan. But the real damage was invisible. During those 3 years, Marcus stopped contributing to his investment accounts. He used his house down payment fund for relationship expenses. He delayed starting his consulting business because she needed stability. The opportunity cost analysis is devastating. The $180,000 he spent could have generated $2.1 million over 20 years with conservative market returns. The delayed business launch cost him an estimated $500,000 in first-year revenue alone. Marcus lost $2.6 million in future wealth for a 3-year relationship. The direct costs were just the tip of the iceberg. Child support and alimony and age gap relationships follow different mathematics than traditional divorces. When you're 55 and she's 32, the support duration calculations favor her dramatically. Child support continues until 18, but spousal support can last decades when the age gap creates lifestyle dependency. Family court judge Patricia Walsh sees these cases monthly. The pattern is predictable and expensive. Older men often have established lifestyles that younger women become accustomed to, Walsh explains. Courts view this as lifestyle dependency requiring long-term support. Translation: your generosity during the relationship becomes your legal obligation after it ends. The emotional manipulation cycle prevents most men from making rational exit decisions. Dr. Sarah Chen, a clinical psychologist specializing in financial abuse, identifies 3 manipulation phases that keep men trapped in extractive relationships. Phase 1 is guilt deployment. After everything I've sacrificed for us, I turn down other opportunities to be with you. You're abandoning me when I need you most. Phase 2 is sunk cost reinforcement. We've built so much together. Think about everything we'll lose. This is just a rough patch after all our investment. Phase 3 is future promise escalation. Once we get through this crisis, everything will be perfect. I just need time to get back on my feet. Our relationship is worth fighting for. These phases cycle repeatedly, each time extracting more financial commitment while preventing logical evaluation of the relationship's actual cost-benefit ratio. Therapist data reveals the psychological patterns that keep financially drained men in toxic dynamics. Dr. Michael Torres analyzed 200 cases of men in financially extractive age gap relationships. 87% stayed an average of 18 months past recognizing the financial drain. The psychological factors preventing exit included provider identity fusion, sunk cost fallacy, and fear of starting over at an older age. Provider identity fusion means your self-worth becomes tied to your ability to financially support her. Leaving feels like admitting failure as a man, not recognizing exploitation as a victim. Anonymous case study from our community shows complete financial recovery is possible with systematic approach. David contacted us after discovering his girlfriend's $40,000 credit card debt had been transferred to his accounts without his knowledge. He was 58, she was 31. 3 years together, $200,000 invested. David's recovery timeline. Month 1, he documented all financial transfers and obligations. Month 3, he consulted both a family law attorney and a financial planner. Month 6, he executed a structured separation that minimized legal exposure. Month 12, he'd recovered $60,000 through asset protection strategies his attorney recommended. Month 18, his investment accounts were back to pre-relationship levels through aggressive saving and market returns. Month 24, David reported being financially ahead of where he would have been if he'd never entered the relationship, due to the financial discipline the recovery process taught him. The key was treating the exit as a financial restructuring, not an emotional failure. Recovery requires viewing the relationship as a business decision gone wrong, not a love story with a sad ending. The defense protocol. Boundaries that protect your future. Prevention beats recovery every time. The defense starts before the first date with pre-screening questions that reveal financial motivations early. Ask about her career trajectory, not just her current job. Women building genuine careers discuss 5-year plans, skill development, industry challenges. Women targeting financial security discuss lifestyle goals, travel dreams, relationship timelines. Ask about her financial independence. How does she handle unexpected expenses? What's her savings rate? Does she have retirement planning? Financial predators avoid these conversations or provide vague answers. Ask about her relationship history. How did previous relationships end? What role did money play? Women who've extracted resources before will reveal patterns if you listen carefully. Dating filters protect you from expensive mistakes. Establish the 90-day rule. No financial integration before 3 months minimum. No shared accounts. No co-signed loans. No moving in together. Real attraction survives this timeline. Financial targeting doesn't. Implement proportional contribution standards. She pays for dates proportional to her income. If you make 4 times her salary, you pay for 4 times as many dinners, but she contributes consistently, not occasionally. Maintain separate living spaces for at least 6 months. Cohabitation creates legal vulnerabilities and financial entanglements that make exit expensive. Independence preserves options. Financial boundaries require clear protocols that you communicate early and enforce consistently. No emergency loans without documentation. Real emergencies can be verified. Fake emergencies evaporate under scrutiny. If her mother needs surgery, you'll see medical bills and insurance correspondence. No gift expectations beyond reasonable relationship milestones. Birthday and Christmas gifts should match relationship duration and her reciprocal investment, not her wish list or your income level. No joint financial responsibilities until marriage with prenuptial protection. Credit cards, loans, leases, and investments stay separate until legal commitment with asset protection. Green flag recognition helps you identify women with genuine financial independence and emotional maturity. She maintains her own place and pays her own bills without struggle. She contributes to relationship expenses proportionally. She doesn't create artificial urgency around financial decisions. She respects your boundaries without emotional manipulation. She discusses money pragmatically, not emotionally. She has her own retirement planning and investment strategy. She doesn't mention other men's financial generosity to create competition pressure. Red flag detection requires recognizing early warning signs of hypergamous targeting and financial manipulation. Rapid lifestyle escalation requests, frequent financial emergencies with emotional pressure, social proof manipulation, mentioning other men's attention or generosity, time pressure on financial decisions disguised as relationship milestones. Implementation framework requires treating financial boundaries like business protocols, not relationship negotiations. Document all financial transactions and agreements. Maintain separate legal and financial identity. Consult professionals before major financial commitments. Exit immediately when boundaries are tested or violated. Your financial intelligence determines whether you're building a relationship or funding someone else's lifestyle. Conclusion: your financial intelligence determines your future. The choice is simple: emotional validation or financial security. Every man who's lost millions in age gap relationships thought he was different, thought his situation was special, thought love conquered financial logic. The playbook doesn't change. The targeting strategies don't evolve. The exit costs don't decrease. Your defense is financial intelligence applied consistently, regardless of how she makes you feel. Apply this boundary framework immediately. Share your results in the comments below. Subscribe for more financial protection strategies.